Nigeria makes a bold, massive economic shift, selling their oil in their local currency. Africa's largest oil producer has made a groundbreaking decision. As of October 1st, 2024, Nigeria no longer sells its crude oil and refined petroleum products in US dollars. Instead, it's all about the Naira, Nigeria's local currency. Yep, this is a major shakeup in the world of oil. But what does it mean for Nigeria, for global trade, and even for you? Why would Nigeria move away from the US dollar, the traditional currency for oil transactions? How does this affect Nigeria's economy, and could this change impact other oil-producing nations? Buckle up. We're diving into all of it.
The right thing to do is to reject the prescriptions of the IMF and the World Bank. Remove fuel subsidy, float your currency, and so on and so forth, which have never assisted any country to develop. Secondly, the government is dancing around the problems. These circulars by the central bank will not address the crisis in the forex market. Two issues that are not being addressed is that there is a group of countries, there are countries in the world today, insisting that we are not going to be tied to the American dollars. We want to trade among ourselves in our currencies. And those countries are in BRICS. Brazil, India, Russia, China, and South Africa. Others are joining them. Saudi Arabia has joined them, UAE, Ethiopia, Egypt, and others. And Nigeria is not there. We cannot be more Catholic than the Pope. If friends of the West are joining BRICS, why are we not there? So that we can trade. Countries, Nigeria and other countries can trade in their currency. We trade in Naira. The second one, in 2018, Nigeria and China enter into a currency swap agreement for 5 years. And as a government, go back to China and say, please, whereas when we signed that swap agreement in 2018, the volume of trade was in the area of $3 billion or thereabout. Last year, we imported goods worth $22 billion from China, even though we only exported goods of about $1.6 billion. Now, we should tell the Chinese, please, we need to increase, because that agreement will expire in July. We need to renew the agreement. We need to renegotiate the agreement. And then the final one, Sean, is remittances. It's about $25 billion. Where are the remittances? In 2017, I had to drag Mr. Godwin Emefiele to the EFCC when he said only $2.6 billion was coming to Nigeria. He said no. And what did he do then? Is to ask you, if you have sent some money from abroad, you have to go and collect Naira. So the dollar component stayed abroad. And I said, no, this is fraudulent. And the EFCC said, Mr. Emefiele, if you insist, this lawyer is insisting that we should, suggesting that we should charge you for money laundering. And at the end of the day, the central bank said, no, please collect your money in the currency to which it was sent, so that you can take it, either you keep it in your domiciliary account or you change it. The central bank is almost reversing that position. So at the end of the day, the remittances will not come to Nigeria, but will stay abroad. So these are what you may call.
On October 1st, 2024, the Federal Executive Council of Nigeria made a bold directive. Nigeria would now sell its crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira. This decision is a complete departure from the decades-long tradition of selling oil in US dollars, a system that has been in place for nearly all global oil transactions. Now, this isn't a small tweak. The Federal Executive Council, under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, essentially declared, "We don't need the US dollar to sell our oil anymore." So why now? What's driving this? To answer that, we need to zoom out a bit. For decades, the US dollar has dominated global trade, especially in oil. It's been the world's de facto reserve currency, giving the US a massive advantage in international markets. Countries like Nigeria, which export oil, often rely heavily on the dollar for their sales. But in recent years, some countries have started questioning this reliance. The global economy has shifted, and so has the power of the U.S. dollar. The rise of new economic powers, currency volatility, and financial sanctions have led nations like Nigeria to reconsider. By using the Naira for oil sales, Nigeria gains several potential benefits. First, it reduces dependence on foreign currency reserves. Second, it shields Nigeria from fluctuations in the dollar. And finally, it boosts demand for the Naira, potentially strengthening the currency. And let's not forget, this move aligns with Nigeria's broader agenda of bolstering its economy through local content policies, encouraging more reliance on domestic industries and resources. Of course, with big moves come big risks. Selling oil in Naira might sound like a win-win, but there are some serious challenges Nigeria needs to navigate. For starters, oil is an international commodity. Most buyers are used to transacting in U.S. dollars, and the infrastructure around oil trade is designed for it. So convincing international buyers to switch to the Naira won't be easy. And there's always the question of currency stability. If the Naira fluctuates too much, international buyers might get cold feet. Another challenge? Foreign exchange reserves. By reducing oil sales in U.S. dollars, Nigeria may find itself holding fewer greenbacks, which could impact its ability to service international debts or pay for imports priced in dollars. So what does this mean for the rest of the world? Well, Nigeria's decision could set a precedent for other oil-exporting nations to follow suit. Countries like Russia, Iran, and Venezuela have already begun experimenting with alternative currencies for oil transactions, especially as they face sanctions from the West. Nigeria could inspire others to take even bolder steps in ditching the U.S. dollar. Now, I'm not saying the U.S. dollar is on its way out, but if more nations follow Nigeria's lead, we could be looking at a future where oil isn't just a dollar game anymore. So what's next for Nigeria? Well, for starters, we'll need to see if this policy can actually work in practice. Will international buyers agree to pay in Naira? How will Nigeria handle the inevitable pushback from the global oil market? If Nigeria can successfully pull this off, it could transform its economy. A stronger Naira could lead to lower inflation, more foreign investment, and greater economic stability. But if things go south, the country could face currency devaluation, higher debt, and challenges paying for imports. Either way, Nigeria's decision to ditch the dollar for oil sales is a bold experiment that the whole world is watching. Will it be the start of a new era for oil trade or just another footnote in economic history? Only time will tell. That's all for today's deep dive into Nigeria's oil revolution. What do you think? Is this move a game changer for Nigeria's economy, or will it backfire? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on global geopolitics.